up, and I'm going to turn it over to our Youth Council President, Vicky Bai, in just a moment. But um, Aiden, I wanted to take a moment, and it's so funny because we're on the Zoom, but I'm looking over to my right. Aiden, he's right there. Thank you. You've done a great job at this, and this was Aiden's first time. Alice is watching, so say hi, Mom, real quick. Wave at her. So that's important. Um, and just when you hear some of these stats, 40% of the food produced globally, and Robin, you did a great job about the refrigeration, about at home, about it starts with becoming more efficient, but grocery, agriculture, it's such a large number. And then you think 25% of that would feed every food insecure individual on the planet. And this, why is SB 1383? It's the emissions and it's what it's doing to the environment. But there's statistics out. Think about, to raise 1 pound of beef, it's 2,300 gallons of water. When you just start to think of some of these things, and it's our planet, it's our world, and our kids. So when you think of the Youth Council and the work that is being done and about to be done, it's inspiring in so many different levels. And you have the professionals like Louis and Luciano and Robin that are taking the time to help share and to educate our youth. It's part of our future. So with that, Vicky and her brother Sam, who have taken on the leadership of our Youth Council, and couldn't be more proud. But Vicky, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, Yu. I agree with everything you say. Let me just share my screen for the presentation on the Youth Council. Can you see that? Okay,
yes.
So
yes.
Thank you for the speakers and everyone who listened again. This event was organized by the Youth Council, which was recently started by me and my brother Sam, with the support of the team at Hunger at Home, of course. And the Youth Council's mission is basically to serve as the advocating and educating section of Hunger at Home to encourage people, specifically the youth, to volunteer and align with Hunger at Home. And so the focus is on advocating and educating people on like food waste and topics surrounding that, because I know sometimes it's hard to even realize the amount of food that's wasted. Like Robin said, like 40% of food is wasted, and that's just like so crazy to think about. And I know like also 1 in 8 Americans, I think, are food insecure. So this is definitely a fixable solution. And we believe that like our job in fixing the solution is to inform the community on how to waste less food and like share these policies that can help reduce food waste. And I know lots of the people interested in the Youth Council have joined us here today. So I think Sam can put a link in the chat of the membership form. So please fill it out if you're interested in joining the Youth Council. And this is a really great opportunity for the youth to help out the community by organizing these webinars and helping the fundraising and donations for Hunger at Home, creating the newsletters, doing food distributions, and just educating others through social media. And for me personally, I think volunteering and helping others is like at the very core of being a human. And it feels really great to be able to inform others on important topics and help the community little by little and just see like the impact you have on others. So I would encourage all of the youth here today to join with the link for the form.
I agree, and I encourage any everyone who is able to join. For me, before I joined Hunger at Home, during lunch, sometimes I would throw away food that I couldn't finish or didn't want to finish. And in like, I remember middle school and elementary school, the lunchtime was always very short and limited. I remember a lot of the students were always in a rush to finish the lunch as soon as they could in order to play basketball or soccer. For lunch, we would always have like these milk cartons and pizza every single day. I remember a lot of the students would just take one sip out of the milk carton and then throw it away and eat the pizza and throw away the crust. Like, because of this, a lot of food is wasted. Like Robin said, 40% of the food is wasted. Since being in Hunger at Home, I've been a lot more conscious about my decisions. I've met a lot of new people who helped us create the webinar, and I hope that through these webinars, we can encourage and educate others.
Yeah, and with this pandemic, we're focusing a lot on like online workshops and webinars at the moment. So we're just planning some future events, but we would really like to hear what the community and our audience wants. So if anyone has like any topics on future webinars, you can just leave them in the chat or just let us know through our email, which is youthcouncil@hungerathome.org. But for now, like some of our future possible webinar ideas include maybe an informational lecture about food labels like Best Buy, Sell By, and like the misconceptions of all of them, or a presentation on the overview of food waste policies of other countries and how countries like France and Norway set a good example for the US to follow. So just make sure to look out for those in the near future on the Hunger at Home website, hungerathome.org. But again, thank you everyone for joining. I think this was a really great informational event.
Thank you so very much. And, you know, you bring tears to my eyes when I just think the simplistic statement of we're all humans, and it's so true. And just it's having that effort and compassion towards one another. It's pretty special. And we are going to wrap up, but I wanted to say that it takes a community, and that's when you see all of the efforts that have gone in from our youth council and speaking already of potential topics for the future, the climate accord, the what's going on internationally, what we can do with the labels, and just by awareness and education. There's some stats up on Hunger at Home, but I think this group and those of you that are new know that Hunger at Home, like many food recovery, we are learning every day, but essentially our mission is a conduit between surplus and need, and that's food surplus and other supplies, keeping it from the landfill. When I think of what our community has done since March 19th, 2020, just our little operation, we passed a milestone on Friday and exceeded 6 million meals that we produced and distributed. That's one of the nonprofits out of hundreds. Taking those together, we've really shown what community can do. So I'm humbled and honored to be part of this team, and I look forward to the Youth Council and continuing. There'll be a follow-up. We'll make sure that we send out a recap of this opportunity, the webinar that we've had, and many, many more to come. And Vicki, Sam, you nailed it. You did a great job. And to all others that are on the Youth Council, and Aiden, again, for your first one, way to go, my friend. So thank you. And Aiden's going to do just a quick closing, and he didn't know that till now, but that's part of being a youth and just being improvisational, my friend. And so with that, I'll say goodbye and I'll turn it over to Aiden.
All right, well, yeah, I guess I'm doing a little bit of a closing, but so I just wanted to say, first off, thank you everyone for joining and attending and stuff. As Yul said, this is the first time I've ever tried to run something like this. So thank you for bearing with us with any, technical difficulties or anything like that. I'm really excited to be working here at Hunger at Home and everything. They definitely didn't have a youth council when I was in high school, but it's great to see like the work, and I like to think, I'm young enough, I think I can be, a part of it, or at least working and helping them. So yeah, it's things like this, like getting the awareness out and having wonderful speakers, like Luciano stepping in last minute and giving some great kind of information on some of the entities around here that people can help with and support. Robin being an expert on this legislation that's coming out, which is was the theme of our whole webinar here, and Louis, who's been doing this longer than anybody, kind of giving his perspective on how things change from, the people along the chain that have to do it. So I just want to say thank you to everybody that came out, everyone that attended, our speakers especially. And, I'm excited to see, what we do next. And on that kind of note, I guess I'll end it with, you guys can always visit hungerathome.org. We have a page for the Youth Council where from now on we will be updating, future projects, things you can get involved in for anyone with topics that they may want to see covered or something that we can go ahead and put together. You can always contact us on the webpage.